Good morning, students. Welcome back to your science class. I hope you have understood the first part of this chapter. So now let's move to the next part of this chapter. Today we will study about excretory system. Excretory system comprises of three main organs: kidneys, lungs, and skin. So if I ask you a question, what are the main organs of excretory system? What will you answer? You will answer that, ma'am, excretory organ consists of three main organs. Number 1, kidneys, number 2, lungs, and number 3, skin. Now tell me, what is this? Yes, it's a picture of tea. Now tell me, what does your mother use to filter or strain the tea? Yes, she uses a strainer. As you can see in the picture, a strainer is present above the cup. It filters all the unwanted part and gives us pure tea in the cup. The unwanted part, your mother throws it and we drink the tea. In the same manner, kidney also acts like a strainer or a filter. In the same manner, like we use a strainer while making tea, in that same manner, we use kidney. Kidney, it filters the blood and removes the waste material from the blood. So kidney act as a strainer. With the help of kidney, we can get the pure blood, and whatever unwanted blood or impurities are present, we just remove it. So if I ask you a question, which organ helps us to remove the waste material, then you will say kidney. So let's study more. We have two bean-shaped kidneys located in the abdomen. Now touch your stomach. Near your stomach or in the abdomen area, we have two kidneys. They remove waste in the form of urine. This urine comes out from the kidney with the help of ureter. You can see in the picture there are two ureters, right ureter and left ureter. When urine is formed in the kidneys, the urine is taken with the help of these ureter to this sac-like structure called the bladder. Let's revise it again. Where is the urine formed? It is formed in kidneys. And who takes the urine from the kidneys? Ureter takes the urine from the kidneys. Repeat it again. Who takes the urine from the kidneys? Ureter takes the urine from the kidneys. And where does this urine stores? This urine stores in a bladder. This urine comes out from the kidney with the help of ureter and stores in the urinary bladder. Urine moves out from the body with the help of urethra. So if I ask you a question, tell me the organ where urine is formed, what will you tell? Yes, you will tell, ma'am, kidney is the organ where urine is formed. Now tell me, which organ or which part of excretory system takes the urine away from the kidneys? Yes, ureter takes the urine away from kidneys. And where is this urine stored? Urine is stored in bladder. So have you understood this thing? So let's move to the further description of the excretory system. There are some other organs that we have already studied. We have studied that there are three main organs of the excretory system. First, we have already studied, that is kidney. Now let's study how lungs helps us. Lungs release carbon dioxide as a waste material. So the first waste material that we have studied was urine. Now the second waste material is carbon dioxide. Now how does this carbon dioxide is removed from our body? This carbon dioxide is removed with the help of lungs. Now let's see how skin helps us. Skin also helps to get rid of excess salt and water from the body in the form of sweat. So when we sweat, actually our excess water which is of no use is removed from the body. So the next time when you people will be sweating, what will you think? That yes, we have studied in science that when we sweat, the extra water that is present in our body is removed from the body. Now the next system is the nervous system. Nervous system consists of three main parts: brain, spinal cord and nerves, as you can see in the picture. So if I ask you a question, tell me the main parts of the nervous system, you will say, ma'am, there are three main parts in the nervous system: brain, spinal cord and nerves. Brain, spinal cord and nerves form the nervous system. The brain is found inside the head, as we already know. Where is brain situated? It is present in our head. It controls all the organ system. Like we have a CPU in the computer system. CPU controls all the operations of the computer system. In that same manner, brain also controls all the operations in our body. Now nerves, what is the function of nerves? Nerves carry messages from brain to all parts of the body. So if I ask you a question, tell me which part of the nervous system carry messages from the brain to all parts of the body, what will be your answer? Yes, your answer will be nerves. Like a postman takes our message from one place to another, or like we use WhatsApp messenger these days, we text from one mobile phone and it goes to another mobile phone. In that same manner, the messages that are produced in our body, these messages are taken with the help of nerves. And the spinal cord connects the nerves to the brain. So let's revise it again fast. Brain, it is present in our head. Nerves helps us to carry the messages in our body, and spinal cord connects the brain with the nerves. So the next system that we will study is circulatory system. This system also consists of three parts. It consists of heart, it consists of blood and blood vessels. Just see in your hand, just see in your wrist, can you see some nerves over there? Yes, now you can see. So these nerves are called as blood vessels. The circulatory system consists of heart, blood and blood vessels. Heart pumps the blood to all parts of the body. Have you ever thought from where this blood is coming? This blood is coming from our heart, because our heart pumps the blood to all parts of the body. And how this blood is flowed from one part of the body to the other? It is passed on with the help of blood vessels. Like we have studied, nerves helps us to carry the messages. In that same manner, blood vessels helps us to carry the blood to the different parts of the body. Now let's study the function of the blood. The main function of blood is to carry oxygen and useful nutrients from the absorbed food to the every part of the body. Now tell me, if we will not eat food for one day, what will happen? What will happen, tell me? Yes, we will feel hungry. But if we will not eat food for so many days, what will happen? Yes, we will die. So our body also need food. Like we love to eat Maggi, pizzas, burger. It is our favorite food. In that same manner, the favorite food of our body is oxygen. What is the favorite food of our body? Oxygen. Now who provides this oxygen? Like our mother gives us burger or pizza. She makes it for us and she gives us. But who gives the blood, who gives the oxygen to these body parts? Tell me. Blood vessels help to give this oxygen to the different body parts. So the main function of blood is to carry oxygen and useful nutrients from the absorbed food to every part of the body. Let's revise the system again. This system has three parts: heart, blood and blood vessels. What is the function of heart? It helps in pumping the blood to the different parts of the body. Okay. Now, what is the function of blood vessels? Blood vessels carry blood to all parts of the body. Like nerves carry messages, blood vessels carry blood to all parts of the body. Now, what is the function of blood? Blood helps us to provide oxygen to the different parts of the body. If I ask you which is the main food of our body, what will you tell? Yes, the main food for our body is blood. Now let's study about respiratory system. Respiratory system consists of three parts: nose, windpipe and lungs. As you can see in this picture, we have a nose from which we take in air, then this air goes into windpipe, and from windpipe it goes to the lungs. Now let's study. This system or the respiratory system consists of nose, windpipe and lungs. We breathe in air with the help of nose. As we already know, how do we breathe air? We breathe air with the help of our nose. The air that we breathe in is called as inhaled air, and it has more quantity of oxygen in it. And the air that we breathe out is called exhaled air. It has more quantity of carbon dioxide. Now take in air fast. Take in air. Yes. What is this air called? This air is called as inhaled air. Now give out air. Yes. What is this air called? This air is called exhaled air. Let's do it one more time. Take in air. This air is inhaled air. Give out air. This air is exhaled air. Now one more thing that we need to learn about this air is, when we inhale air, or the inhaled air has more quantity of oxygen in it. If I ask you a question, which is the major component in inhaled air, what will be your answer? Oxygen. Oxygen is of more quantity in the inhaled air. If I ask you, what is the air called that we give out, what will be the answer? Exhaled air. And if I ask you which is the major component present in exhaled air, your answer will be carbon dioxide. So let's do this activity one more time. It looks very funny also, and we can just learn things very quickly also. Take in air. I'm waiting. Take in air. Yes, this air is called inhaled air. Now give out air fast. What is this called? Exhaled air. Very good. Which component is present most in inhaled air? Oxygen. And which component is present more in exhaled air? Carbon dioxide. Now let's study how the air passes. The air passes first through our nose. From nose it goes to the windpipe. From windpipe it goes to the lungs. The lungs take in oxygen from the air and gives out carbon dioxide to it. So let's do it one more time. The process of movement of air. The air first goes into our nose. From nose it goes into windpipe, and from windpipe it goes into lungs. So I hope you people have understood this chapter. Thank you students for watching this video. Please complete your assignments, and if you have any queries regarding it, please mention it in the comment box.